African Union Communications Early Warning and Intelligence, commonly known as AUC3I, is an intelligence and security organization responsible for providing signals intelligence and information assurance to AU citizens, AU leadership, and AU armed forces. I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer. I am responsible for leading infantry soldiers at all levels of command and combined armed forces during missions on the ground. This is today's briefing. On the progress of the special military operation on the 17th of November, 2024. This morning, the armed forces of the Russian Federation launched a massive strike with high-precision long-range air and sea-based weapons and strike unmanned aerial vehicles against critical energy infrastructure facilities that supported the operation of Ukraine's military-industrial complex and enterprises producing military products. All planned targets were hit. Units of the North Group of Forces in the Kharkiv direction inflicted defeat on the formations of the 57th Motorized Infantry Brigade of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, the 120th Territorial Defense Brigade, and the 5th Border Detachment of the Border Service of Ukraine in the areas of the settlements of Okremovka, Odnorobovka, Alasovka, and Volchansk in the Kharkiv region. The Ukrainian armed forces lost up to 65 servicemen, an armored combat vehicle, 2 cars, and a 122mm D-30 howitzer. The Anklavin electronic warfare station was destroyed. Units of the West Group of Forces improved their tactical position, inflicted losses on the manpower and equipment of the 14th, 63rd, 66th, 116th Mechanized, 68th Jaeger, 25th Airborne Brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces, the 114th and 241st Territorial Defense Brigades in the areas of the settlements of Podoly, Petropavlovka, Berestovoy, Starovorovka, Bogoslavka, Prokopovka in the Kharkiv region, Nadia in the Luhansk People's Republic, Ivanovka in the Donetsk People's Republic, and Serebranskoye Forestry. 6 counterattacks by the 77th Airmobile, 28th and 115th Mechanized Brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces were repelled. The enemy lost over 470 servicemen, a tank, 4 infantry fighting vehicles, 2 U.S.-made M113 armored personnel carriers, a Cossack armored combat vehicle, 4 pickups, 155mm self-propelled artillery unit Crab of Polish manufacture, 152mm howitzer B and 100mm anti-tank gun Rapora. 2 ammunition depots were destroyed. Units of the Southern Group of Forces improved the position along the front line, inflicted defeat on the formations of the 23rd, 24th, 43rd, 54th Mechanized, 56th Motorized Infantry, 81st Airmobile, and 10th Mountain Assault Brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine in the areas of the settlements of Konstantinovka, Orakovo-Vasilevka, Dranovka, Zvanovka, Zakatnoy, Kurakovo, Ilyachovka, and Seversk of the Donetsk People's Republic. 6 counterattacks by assault groups of the 46th and 77th Airmobile Brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces were repelled. The enemy's losses amounted to 520 servicemen, a tank, 6 vehicles, a 122mm self-propelled artillery unit Gvozdika, 2 122mm howitzers D-30 and 2 105mm guns M119 made in the USA. 3 stations were destroyed electronic warfare systems Anklavin and Cordis, as well as 3 ammunition depots. Units of the Center Group of Forces continued advancing deep into the enemy's defenses, inflicted losses on the manpower and equipment of the 100th, 117th Mechanized, 68th Infantry Brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces, the 109th, 118th Territorial Defense Brigades, and the 14th National Guard Brigade in the areas of the settlements of Shevchenko, Drozhba, Dzержinsk, Dachinskoye, Dimitrov, Myrylyabovka, and Sikoyar of the Donetsk People's Republic. 9 counterattacks by the 151st Mechanized, 68th, 152nd Jaeger Brigades, 49th and 425th Assault Battalions of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, 35th Marine Brigade, 14th National Guard Brigade, and the Light Assault Brigade of the National Police of Ukraine were repelled. The enemy lost up to 345 servicemen, a tank, 4 U.S.-made Cossack and Max Pro armored combat vehicles, 4 cars, and a 152mm Stabi howitzer. Units of the East Group of Forces continued to advance into the enemy's defense fully, inflicted defeat on the formations of the 120th, 123rd, and 127th Territorial Defense Brigades in the areas of the settlements of Novosayolka, Konstantinopol, and Oktyabr of the Donetsk People's Republic. Two counterattacks of the assault groups of the 117th Territorial Defense Brigade were repelled. The enemy's losses amounted to 140 servicemen, a tank, 2 infantry fighting vehicles, a US-made HMMWV armored fighting vehicle, 8 cars, and a 122mm Gvozdika self-propelled artillery unit. Units of the Dnieper Group of Forces inflicted losses on the manpower and equipment of the 128th Mountain Assault, 41st Infantry, 110th Mechanized Brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, the 103rd and 126th Territorial Defense Brigades in the areas of the settlements of Pyatykatki, Nestoryanka in the Zaporizhia region, Yantarnoy, Alhivka, and Kazatskoye in the Kherson region. The Ukrainian armed forces lost up to 80 servicemen, 4 vehicles, and a station. Electronic warfare. A warehouse of unmanned boats was destroyed. Operational tactical aviation, strike unmanned aerial vehicles, missile troops, and artillery of the groups of troops of the armed forces of the Russian Federation damaged the infrastructure of military airfields, gas production facilities, energy facilities used for the operation of enterprises of the military-industrial complex of Ukraine, a warehouse of unmanned aerial vehicles, as well as concentrations of enemy manpower and military equipment in 144 districts. Air defense systems shot down 4 French-made Hammer-guided bombs, 2 US-made Mars multiple launch rocket system projectiles, and 108 unmanned aerial vehicles aircraft-type aircraft. Naval aviation of the Black Sea Fleet in the northwestern part of the Black Sea, 4 unmanned boats were destroyed. In total, since the beginning of the special military operation, the following have been destroyed: 648 aircraft, 283 helicopters, 36,068 unmanned aerial vehicles, 586 anti-aircraft missile systems, 19,361 tanks and other armored combat vehicles, 1,489 multiple launch rocket systems, 18,035 field artillery pieces and mortars, 28,465 units of special military vehicles. Thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you found it useful and informative. If you have any questions, please leave them below and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.